Hi guys, and welcome to ATM system developed using Python. Now let me show you guys how it works. Right, so we can always cancel to exit out, or we can just click on play. And let's log on with another details in here. This is invalid details. There we go, the system will refuse it. We play it out and let's enter something that might be valid. There we go. Now we can check the balance. That's the balance we have in there, 1,296, and let's assume we want to make a withdrawal. Okay, we can just come in here and just enter whatever we want to withdraw, 500 plus 582, and let's check our statement. There we go, and that's what we'll have left. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python IDE development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Okay guys, let's start a new project. So I'm going to cancel the whole demonstration and let's start a new one right here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import as follows. Let's say from Tkinter, let's import it all. So I'm importing every single component in that very library. Then the other one I'm going to import is, let me copy that, I'm going to import the TTK. So copy that and just paste that in there, and let's just enter TTK right there. And I think I'm going to import message box as well. Now let's say import. That would be Tkinter dot message box there. Alright, I think those are the libraries that I'm going to need. So I'm going to start by creating a class, and this very class I'm going to call it ATM there. Let me even save this whole project file. Let's save as, and I'm going to save it right here. Just call it ATM system underscore system. There we go. There. Now I'm going to declare let me create my function. So let's say initialize as follows, and that is going to be self, open up a bracket, self comma root. That's going to be the name of my application. So right underneath, I'm now going to call self.root. Self.root is going to be known as root there. That should be dot. Okay, the next one is going to be, let me create some space. I'm going to need some space because I want my title at right at the center here. So I'm going to say blank underscore space, blank space equals nothing. Let's put a space in here, and then I will now say set.root dot title, and inside this my parentheses I'm going to enter the size that I want. Okay, just kind of like calculate where I want my heading to be. So I'm going to enter in there 110, multiply that by blank space. This is multiplied by that blank space plus whatever the name of your project is. So the title is going to be ATM system. There we go. So I've just embedded my title. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the geometry. So let's copy that, paste that in there. The geometry for this project is going to be let's make that 700 plus. Geometry, I'm gonna go for 774 by, that's 760 plus the position. I'm going to make that 280 plus 0 and close that up. So which means I will end up having my ATM somewhere here, just like this. Okay, now the next thing is background color. Do I need that? I can always use the default background color, but for those of you who don't know how to enter a background color, you can just say root dot. I'm going to say configure, and you can just make up whatever background you want. BG, you can enter BG and enter the name of the color. So I'm going to call it games Barrow. There, that is my background. Or you can type in full background. The choice is yours. Okay, it's the same thing. Either you use BG or you just type in background. Either way it works. Okay, now that that is done, I want to do one thing. I just want to see the whole component, so I'm going to round up the whole process here. So right underneath here, I'm just going to say if name equals, as if name space underscore underscore, as name underscore underscore equals the main project itself underscore underscore. I should be underscore. Then we just want the system to open up, that's all. So I'm going to say root equals tk. The T is in uppercase, the K is in lowercase. Then the name of my application, the class name, is equals ATM, and this ATM is inside the root. So all we then need to do is to ask the root. So right here, just say root dot. I would like you to loop the main program. There we go. And that is that. Okay, let's try out what we've done. Oh, by the way, I'm missing underscore here. Yeah, okay, this is how it's meant to look like. Be careful with that. So I'm going to just run it and let's see. And there we go. And look at that. That is my title right there. You see, dead center. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the difference between these. So I'm going to comment this out and comment this out, and let's assume I did not get it centered. This is what you will end up with. Okay, close that and run the program now. There we go. You see the title right here, but I prefer it in the center because it's an ATM. I want the title to be dead center. So get rid of that and get rid of this as well. There we go. Right, now underneath here, I'm going to now enter my frames right underneath all of those declarations you guys saw right up here. So I want to enter my frame. The very first frame, I'll call it main frame. There, and this main frame is going to be the widget that is called frame, and this very widget is going to be right inside self.root. There we go. Okay, I'm going to give it a border. If you like, you don't have to give it a border. I'm just going to say border BG is going to be 20. Okay, and the width, I'm going to make that about 760. Then the height, I'll make the height approximately 700. Okay, I'm going to leave out the background, so I would then say raise So I would like that to be rigid. Relief will be rigid. There. Close that up. Okay, let's round up this main. So I'm going to come in here and just get this main. Paste a dot grid. There we go. So I'm going to run it, let you guys see what I've done so far. This very border, especially. Let's see. Alright, look at that. That's the border. Though there's a bit of gap here, I can always take care of that. Maybe increase these to about, I'll make it 8, 9. Nice, alright. Now run it again and let's see how that's going to look like. Oh, 9 seems to be too much, as you can see. Maybe we should set it for 8. Let's run it one more time. Okay, 8 is not too bad, but I can always add 1 or 2 more to 8. So that is that. Now I want to copy this and let's create the inner frame. Paste. And this very first inner frame, let's change the name to top frame. Top frame 1. And top frame 1 is going to be inside mainframe. Copy that and paste this right in there. That's top frame 1, right inside mainframe. And I'm just going to change the whole. Let's make it about 7. And the height, the width, maybe I'll set it for 730. I can always change it anyway. So I'm going to make this 300 because there's going to be 2 top frames. Right. So the first one, that's going to be, let's say that's going to be on row. I'm going to make that row 2, comma, and the column. This column is going to be 0 equals 0. And I'm going to get it padded to the x-axis, make that about 12. Right, so just copy that, this top frame 1 as well. Copy this and paste it right underneath here. So this is going to be top frame 2. And for top frame 2, the roll is going to be 1. And this is 0. Okay, I can make this about, let's leave it with as 12 for now. Okay, one thing I'm looking at is, let's make this one 0 and we'll make this one 1. Okay, this will be at the top really when we run it. I'm going to change this one to about 8. Now let's run it and see, and we'll take it from there. Okay, this is how it's looking at. As you can see, I've lost my border here, so I may have to increase this for now, and I will adjust as I go along. Okay, so don't worry about that, that's no big deal. Right, it's coming up, but we still need to kind of like increase it more. Alright, I'm just going to set it for the way it is. Towards the end, I will tidy up the whole process. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create another frame here. So let's just grab one of these. Come right down here. Alright, so this frame is going to be 3 of those. So the first one I'm going to call it, because they're going to be right inside this very frame 2. Yeah, so I'm going to copy these and just place this right here. So this is going to be top frame 2 left, and there's going to be middle and right as well. So let's copy this, copy, paste and paste, and this is going to be the one in the middle. Right, get this one indented and this indented as well. Maybe I should kind of like put a little bit of space so that you guys can see what I'm up to. Enter, enter. But all of these guys, they belong in one frame. So this is going to be to the right. So change that to right. And this one as well. Okay. Let's just change this. Right. Okay, now the top frame left, I want to change the width of that to about 190. Good. And I'll leave the height as 300. Let's make this one, make that 200. And the one here, I'm going to make that 190 as well. There we go. And other changes I'm going to carry out will include as follows. So this one will be row 0, column 0, row 0, column 1, and row 0, column 2. Right. Now, what else do we need? Let's reduce this. Reduce the border to about 555. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to run it and let's see anyway. Then we take it from there. Run. There we go. That's looking the way I want. Now let's start work with the components. The very first component will be in the middle. That will be the display. So let's come down here and maybe here first. Let's enter Mac, and this is going to be frame. There's a frames. Right, and here the next one is going to be widgets. Is that right here? Let's call that widgets. Something like that. Bring that down. Okay. The very first one, maybe I should just call that receipt or display or something. Let's say self.txt receipt. And that is going to be equals to text. And this very text is going to be right inside frame, this one. Top frame middle, top frame to middle. Right, and I'm going to make the height about, let's go for about 17, and the width we're going to make that maybe about 42. Let's put a border around it. Make that 12. That might be too wide, but we can always change it. Now the next thing is the font. The size of the font in there. Okay, the font type is Arial. Okay, and then the font itself, I'm going to make that about maybe 9, and let's make it bold. There we go. Close that up. Alright, and close up that. Now this, let's round it up. Come right down here, press enter, and you say dot grid. It's going to be alone in that frame, so we can just say row is 0, everything is 0. So I'm going to copy this 0, 0. Copy, paste that there, and close this up. That's my very first widget. I think it should work anyway. Let's run it and see. Oh, there should be an equals sign here, I believe. Yeah, let's try that. There should be an equals. So run. Let's see one more time. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So like I said, as we go along, we'll be adjusting this. You see, it's kind of like pushing it aside. So that's okay, no problem. All right, that's fine. One widget down. Now underneath here, let me create some buttons. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys the buttons I intend to use. Those are the buttons I intend to use. You see, they look very rough, like they've all been well used. So those are the buttons I intend to use, and this will be for the ones that will be at the edge of the display itself, or the receipt, or whatever. Okay, now let's come right down here, and the very first button, oh wait a minute, I need to call those buttons. I don't want them attached to this I want these icons attached to my button. So to do that, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say self.image. Let's call that image arrow. Okay, image arrow left. Image arrow left. Okay, if you like, you can always put underscore so that you know what I'm talking about. Image arrow left. So, but it's just gonna take a long. Just take up all my space, me typing. Alright, just something like that if you want. I think that's the right way of naming all of these things. Okay, the very first image is going to be inside this very components that I'm going to be using, and that is the picture image. Then this picture image, I want you to open up the file. The image file that I'm using is actually saved inside this folder that I showed to you guys earlier, and that's the one I'm going to be using now. If I press F2, I can just copy the name of that very image. Copy. So that's the left image for me. Left arrow, and paste it here. Okay, and it is a PNG file, I believe. So I'm going to enter PNG there and close that. That's the very first image. This image will be called inside the button. So I'm going to start with self dot. The very first button, that is going to be self.btn arrow left. So you can see AR left, or maybe just complete it all, and I will leave the L there. Okay, that's how I'm going to use it. 1. So that's the very first one. Equals button, and it's going to be right inside this one, this very text box. So that very frame, and comma. Let's define the width. I'm going to make the width about 160 by height. If you're wondering why 160, is because there's going to be that image in there. That image does change things around. Make the height about 60. Right. And the state, I'm going to get it disabled. Equals disabled. There we go. Comma. What about the image? The image is going to be equals to, that is the name of my image. Copy that and paste that right here. Let's come down. Let's bring it down. That's my very first one. That's the very first image, and we can just close that up. Dot grid, that will be in 0 by 0. Okay, I can copy all of these. I'm gonna need that anyway. Copy it, paste it here. Row 0, column 0, and let me get it added, I don't know, I might end up changing that to by maybe 4, or maybe 2 by 2. Let's say equals 2 as well. Right, that's the very first button. So I'm going to save that and let's run it and see. There we go. That's the very first button. You can see it is disabled because I want it disabled. Just copy all of this. No, I'm just going to copy this. I've already defined the color of the image I intend to use. Paste. I need 4 of those. So come down here. And the next one, this is the very first one. So this is why there should be space. I'm getting confused myself. Okay, this is the very first one, is on row 0, column 0. So let's make this one row 1, row 2, row 3, and this is 1. This is 1. This is going to be 2, 3, and 4. So if you run your program now, you should be able to see all of your buttons. There we go. Okay, we'll do the same thing for here as well. Now let me show you guys one thing. You see disabled here. Okay, that means those buttons are all disabled, but you can always set it to normal if you want, and this is how to get it normalized if you want it to be normal. Just enter that command in there. So if I run it now, that button should be normal. There we go. You see that? I can do whatever I like with this, but I can't with this because they are all disabled. Okay, you see the space in between them. Let's hope there's going to be enough room, else I'm going to have to reduce those space. Okay, that space seems to be too much. Let me change this one to, I think is this one. Change it to 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 for now. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to now copy this and use it for the next one. The next one is going to be, paste that in there. That is going to be for number 2. This the one on the right. Okay, still the same widget. So this is going to be for the right one. So I'm going to copy this and come right down here and change all of this one to right. Right, and right. There we go. And one other changes that need to be carried out will be that for the image. You see, this is for the left and this is for the right. So I'm going to press F2, just copy that very name. These images are going to be made available for you guys to copy. Alright, let's come right here. So we need to change the name. That will be right. Okay, so let's come right hand here and just paste this one here, and I need to change the name of this one. So I'm going to copy this, just copy all of this, paste it here, and there. That is it. So we're calling right. I'm going to put right here. Okay, so to call all of those images, this one will become right, and right. There. So let's run it and see how that one looks like as well. We have an error. What is the error then? I think I spotted the error. That is it right here. That was missing there. Right, let's. And one other thing, just let it be consistent. This one should be R here. Those will not cause any error, but I just want it to be consistent. So let's run it again and see. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Let's change the state of this one back to disable. Just copy a disable and paste it right there. So that's done for all the buttons. So all that is left for us now is to take care of the other buttons that would be right here in the middle before we can start work with the function definitions. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.